Hey guys, it's Vanessa with Up and Growing, and we're going to be doing something cute with those gift boxes from the Dollar Tree. I just want to put some packing paper inside of it to make it just a lot more sturdier. I don't want it flimsy. And then I'm going to be using the foam disc, also from the Dollar Tree. They come in a 2-pack. So I'm just gluing all that in. I'm going to run a bead of hot glue. That is, I believe, a 5-inch box in diameter. And then I'm going to be using my Bose foam clay. You can get this on Amazon. Just sizing it up. I need it a little longer. My clay is pretty thick, so I'm just going to go ahead and extend it. And just so you guys know, I usually work on my table. That white piece of plastic that you see is just for the video so you could see it better. It's really an inconvenience for me, but I know it's easier for you guys to see. So I just attached my clay with some tacky glue. We're going to blend that seam out in just a minute. I want to remove my excess. This was hard to hold. I should have trimmed it a little more, but we're going to make it work. So I'm just closing it off at that top, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to cover all that bottom. Sorry guys, I can't talk. Words are hard. I can't spoke. I want to make sure that this sits nice and flat. And then I'm smoothing out my clay, getting rid of that seam. I blended it with my finger, and then I roll it, and then I'm just going to give it a little bit of texture. I do recommend letting it dry at this point. Let that red clay dry, or whatever color you're going to use on your box. I jumped ahead of myself. It worked out fine, but all clays are different. Some are really soft, some shrink more than others. So just wait to do this next part. So I'm making a twist, and I'm going to run it down the bottom of my box. I'm going to keep all my cuts where that seam is. That's going to be the back of my design. So I'm going around the outside, but I don't want it sticking out like that. So I am going to give it a little push all around. And then I made my handle thicker than what I am showing you guys. So shape it like a candy cane, make that cut. That's going to be the handle. We're making a cocoa. But I just wanted to show you because I already had mine drying on my table. You want this to dry. I'm propping the tips up with my little paint bottles just to keep it in place. I just rolled that up with extra clay. Now I'm going to be using a 3.5-inch styrofoam ball. I'm going to cut the bottom off, and then I'm going to cut the front off. That's going to be my gingerbread face. Smoothing out all of my hard edges, and then I'm going to cover that with my gingerbread color. Covering a ball is not hard. I know it looks like, oh, how am I going to do this? Don't stress about it. It's just clay, guys. And especially with the gingerbread, we're going to texture it. So your clay doesn't have to be perfect. We want it to be more perfect on the face. So right here, you see I'm getting that nice and flat. And then move your ball all around like I am. Constantly working that clay down. Keep your clay thick so nothing tears. See how much clay I have down there? Don't freak out about it. I used to, trust me. So I'm going to bring that all to the bottom, and it's going to look like a little balloon. I'm going to cut it off. And then I'm using my chippy brush. Use whatever you have. Use a toothbrush, denture brush. aluminum foil. These are the eyes from Hobby Lobby. They are by the felt. The backs don't come off of them, even they're stickers, but the backs don't want to come off. So I kind of had to rip them off, even using my heat gun. So I just marked down where I want my eyes, and then I dab a little bit of super glue, and then I open that mouth. If you get it too big, you can close it. We're not closing our mouth over here. And then again, I jumped ahead of myself, and I forgot to make my little expression lines. So I'm doing my 2 balls for the cheeks. And then I said, shoot, where's her expression lines? So I'm going to grab my toothpick. Liar. I'm getting my peppermints. Those are stickers from the Hobby Lobby. I'm obsessed with them. And they stick very, very well. But I still am going to put down a little bit of tacky glue because that's what we do. We're going to ensure everything. Nothing's going to go anywhere. Now I'm going to make her expression lines with my toothpick, our real fancy tools over here. And then I'm going to roll out a white rope so that I could give her icing around her head. Ziggity zag. I've done these bows for you a million times. They're just little teardrops. Same size balls. Make them into a teardrop. Boop, boop. Connect them. Fiddle and fart with them. Shape them. Do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. I like to finish it with a little button. Boop. And then we're going to be giving, she's our Coco. So we're going to give our little whipped topping right on her head. If you guys are struggling with this, put a piece of clay in the center and then wrap your clay, your little rope around it. Boop. I mess up her mouth, so I'm going to open it back up. And then I want to add some little sprinkles, whatever we call these. You know. More and more. I added more on her head. She's so cute. Okay, I've let a lot of this dry for most of the day. Okay, everything sat around for about 6 hours. You don't want to be layering all these thick clays all at once. You're not going to get good drying results. So I just cut out my cocoa part. I really didn't even need a cookie cutter. I don't know what I did. Just throw some clay on it. I added some super glue to attach it. I'm spreading that out. And look, it's cute just the way it is right there. You can stop right here. I'm not gonna. So that is my handle. I got a handle on life, guys. So that was sitting longer and drying. It's much thicker than the twist that I used on the bottom. So I attached it with tacky glue. Those little gingerbread I just cut out with a small cookie cutter. Of course, here the whole house is making noise now. Those were dry. And then I'm going to do my twists exactly the same for the top. That styrofoam that we have on top, we're going to hot glue a dowel in there. And I'm going to still add some tacky glue because I like my insurance. Some hot glue. And then put her little girl on. Look at her go. And then I just made her little arms. Teardrops. Nothing fancy. Iced them. Boop. Boop. And I just want to texture those arms in to the cocoa so there's no gaps. And now we're going to put a little straw on her head. Just hot gluing a dowel right into her head. And then I just cut one of those chunky smoothie straws, the nice thick ones. Look at her go. She's so cute. I hope I've inspired you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think.